self-accounting. Self-accounting. He said there are 3 steps of doing self-accounting. One is called the musharatah. You get conditions early in the morning, first thing in the morning. You put down conditions that, oh self, talk to yourself, oh self, Allah has blessed you with one more day. He has basically made it possible for your heart to beat one more day, to see the sunrise one more day, to see your family one more day. God has given you that blessing. Don't mess yourself. Talk to yourself. Don't mess yourself up. So promise yourself, make conditions. Only for today, I'll keep my mouth shut, because the tongue is one of the culprits of all sin, the mother of all evil, the tongue. So I make conditions on myself, and I list down the conditions that these are the things that what I normally do, I'll stop doing. I won't talk nonsense, I won't talk crap. If somebody comes and talks to me about somebody else, I'll tell him, listen brother, I'm fasting, not fasting of the normal fast, but the lisan, the fast of the tongue, that I'm not going to speak unnecessarily, only for today. Tomorrow, khalas, then talk to yourself. Hang on a second, buddy. One day you can't control your tongue, one day. So what our father said, talk to yourself like you're talking to a child, Bala. Hello, just for one day I'm asking you to be here, buddy. Is that too much for you? So put those controls on yourself. These are the don'ts. And then there are the do's. That the things that I need to do today, I got only one day. Self, you got one day today. What good can you do on this day? I haven't spoken to my relative for a long time. Pick his number up, write it down. I'm going to call this guy. I'm going to pay him a visit. There are some brothers in the hospital. I need to go and visit them, but it's got to be done today. The condition you are putting that today is the day that you're going to do this. Musharrah, put your condition. Then we say muraqabah. Muraqabah is now supervising yourself. You're starting your day now. You're starting your day, the list is with you, you're reminding yourself, you're supervising yourself. Somebody comes to you, starts talking about somebody, you got to remind yourself, tell this guy, you're fasting today, you are in no mood to listen to this crap today. Tell him, brother, please, why don't you do this? Come tomorrow and we discuss about this guy. Today I promise myself I don't want to hear about it. Today, I'm not interested in hearing about it. Because it's my day. God has given me this as a gift one day. So this is now muraqabah. Then at night when I go to sleep, I do the muhasabah, accounting. So the conditions I did, my actions towards the day, I'm accounting the pluses and the minuses. What I did, what I didn't do. So this is in short, muhasabah. Now we go into the 4th station which we did last week is inaba. Inaba is returning. وَأَنِيبُوا إِلَىٰ رَبِّكُمْ, and you return back towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with righteous deeds. Okay? So performance of righteous deeds, we go into family ties, charity, visiting the sick, and make a list of all the things, all the good things that you can do. We said tawbah in the 2nd station. You made promises to God that I will not perform those things again. I ask you to forgive me. You made promises. Allah does not forgive you. Till you get into the station of inaba, prove yourself. Whatever you said, are you truthful in what you said? Prove it in the sense by performing those righteous deeds. Then and then only the tawbah will be accepted. Now, let's recite the surah. Tafakkur is the 5th station and tadhakkur is the 6th station. These are the 2 stations inshallah we'll cover today. Next week, 2 more stations is Al-I'tisam and Al-Farra. These are the 2 stations we'll do next week. So, contemplation. If I'm too fast, and if there are any questions, please just stop me, okay? I want to try and finish this today. Tafakkur is contemplation. Now, when philosophers, they talk about contemplation, and when Urafa talk about contemplation, there are 2 things. There are 2 different things. And those who have attended the 15-week of Journeying Within on Eckhart Tolle's New Earth lectures, you will understand now exactly what we are talking about here. There is mental contemplation, the mind, and the contemplation of the heart. They are 2 different things. So when philosophers, they talk about contemplation, they are talking about the mental contemplation. You know, when you're talking about solving problems, mathematical problems, planning. It's all to do with the mental. So to them, it means to utilize information available to find a solution. So, we are clear there? This is as far as the philosophers. Contemplation means, as far as the philosophers are concerned, to utilize available information and to find a solution. This is what contemplation means. Meaning to find out the missing links. When an Arif talks about contemplation, he refers to the contemplation of the heart. There is one ayah in the Holy Quran, Allah SWT says that they have hearts, but they do not understand with. Hang on a second, you wonder, heart and for understanding, we always thought the mind is for understanding. Why Allah is referring to the heart as understanding? So the heart has the power. They have eyes, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. Now we have eyes and we have ears, and these are all the physical sensory organs that we have. Allah is not talking about that. Allah SWT is talking about the eye of the heart. Allah is talking about the ear of the heart. Now when it comes to contemplation, in as far as tafakkur of the Urafa is concerned, it's all to do with the heart. So I'll just bring in the small hadith of Nu'man al-Basri very quickly. You remember Nu'man al-Basri was about 90 or 94-year-old, and he goes to Imam Ja'far Sadiq salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi. And he goes to Imam for advice. It's a very long hadith. In fact, Urafa they say that if you're very serious of the spiritual journey towards Allah, you must carry in your pocket this hadith of Nu'man al-Basri at all times. Achieve. There must be something. And whenever you feel spiritually down, pick it up and read this hadith. So he goes to Imam and asks Imam for prescription. 94-year-old man, Habibi, and the guy has still got an appetite for knowledge. Ajib. Imam was busy and all that. Then Imam accepts him. In short, Imam gives him, there were 9 prescriptions that Imam gives him, but before the 9 prescriptions, Imam tells him something that what we want to talk about. Imam talks to him about knowledge, acquire knowledge. So Nu'man al-Basri is asking Imam, what sort of knowledge are you talking about, O Imam? So Imam is saying, I am not talking about the knowledge that you normally acquire from teachers or from books or from external sources. That's not the knowledge I am talking about. The knowledge that I am talking about that you need to acquire is that ilm, that nur that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses you with. The light, the knowledge that Allah blesses you with. How does one acquire that knowledge? Imam gives a prescription. He says, purify your heart. When you purify your heart, you become receptive to that nur of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the knowledge of the heart. So then it comes to that time when you become Yadullah, you become Lisanullah, you become Ainullah, you know everything now because it's coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're speaking the language of God, you're listening what God wants you to listen. This is basically what it means. So, this is what the Urafa they say. And they say, this is Khaja Abdul Ansari, he talks about contemplation, what it means. He says, اِعْلَمُ التَّفَكَّرُ تَلَمَّسُ الْبَصِيرَةِ لِإِسْتِدْرَاكِ الْبُغْيَانِ. Know that contemplation, tafakkur, is that inquisitive groping of the inner vision for attaining the coveted end. That appetite of knowledge comes from within. How many people, I'll give you an example of myself, Vice Riyaz. Knowledge. I have almost 10 such books of information. That's tons of knowledge, right? Right? But that knowledge is only between here and here. I know it all. But that's not the knowledge we're talking about. The knowledge we're talking about is what is between here and here. It's not dropping down. It's it's only staying there. In amal, in application, it's not there. This is the source. All my actions are manifested based on the purity of my soul. Not on the knowledge that I have. I know it all. But action-wise, I'm zero. So this is what it is. Now what is this Talammasul Basira? Is to activate the inner senses, the inner senses of the heart, the eye of the heart, the ears of the heart. Okay? Now, the Holy Quran is very, very explicit with regards to what sort of contemplation should one be doing. It says in Surah Nahl, chapter 16, ayah number 44, وَأَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ الذِّكْرَ لِتُبَيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ مَا نُزِّلَ إِلَيْهِمْ وَلَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. We sent down unto thee the zikr, the reminder, the Quran, that thou mayest make it clear unto mankind what has been sent down unto them, that they may reflect. Now, this kalimatullah, the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Are we together or is it getting a little bit boring? Huh? You okay? Let's just have salawat. The words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala come in two formats. One, we basically call words as ayat, right? That's why we say we don't call the Quran the verses of the Quran. We say the ayats of the Quran. Verses are basically for poetry. Ayat means every ayat in the Quran, every ayat is a sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling these are the signs that you need to contemplate on. Not contemplate with the mind, but contemplate with the inner, with the heart.